Hey, what's going on? It is Monday, coming at you live from the state of Georgia. Greg, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry, y'all. I am terribly jet lagged. So I'll get into it later on in the show. But I spent my weekend in Vegas, and I have Vegas voice to prove it. Yeah, well, it's good to be here. We are trying later and later times to see if it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad to be here today. I benefited from um a later time.
Hmm.
It's interesting that flying is getting to be very, very. Because I'm gonna tell you, I flew a very, very discounted airline on the way out there.
Okay.
Yellow and black one. Does that? I don't want to say their names because they don't deserve. The S like the prior phone company.
Hmm.
So it was the flight and stuff wasn't bad, but I realized how they make their money. The seats are tiny. So my ass is this big and the seat is this big. The flight is 4.5 hours long. Now you can pay extra money to get you a bigger seat,
I
but
did not know they had that. Okay.
yeah, they have people that, and because I thought about you, is the reason I want to bring this
Yeah,
up.
because I wouldn't be able to fit in that. Right.
But so $28 more. They have the hungry man seat is what I call it. The big seat with the big puppy. Now the big seat also comes with free snacks and drinks.
Okay.
So I flew out with a friend. It was a group trip, but some people fly here, some people. So we had two. Let me see.
Hmm.
Two, let's say two Coca Colas and two packets of M&Ms. How much do you think they were?
Um, let's say the Cokes would be $5, the M&Ms $3, something like
Oh, friend, listen to you. Oh no, the total of that was $42.
that. Yeah.
When the woman passed me, told us, and I politely gave her back the M&Ms and the soda because
Wow.
this is ridiculous. This is crazy. But
Yeah.
oh, then they give you everything is basic, so it's just really you just getting there.
Yeah.
You have 10 times the rules and regulations as the other airlines. It was really crazy.
That is interesting.
Oh, right. You can't do this. You can't do that. I bought my own cushion. Oh, no, you can't sit on that. You're going to have to wait. I'm like, now, wait a minute, bitch. Hold on. This is a bridge too far. It is.
Yeah.
You're telling me, nigga, I can't sit on a cushion that I bought from the crib? So, because I knew
Mhm.
these was tiny. So, then when everybody gets on, the one of the last man that gets on, he's about your body size. So, I thought about you. He was big, he was tall, he was giant. He didn't have a big seat, Mark. He had a little seat. And he was a middle seat because he was late.
Oh no.
He was like this. And I was like, dude, because he was in front of me. I was like, dude, I'll give you $28 to buy. You're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I offered to buy it. She said they're waiting for somebody. So luckily for him, right before the doors closed, the person didn't show up. So he got the bigger seat. But I said all this to say,
Mm.
everything that's cheap is not good, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The show I'll go into my weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, actually, I got a few business stories. Like I said, I made the reel stop every 2 stories. There actually is some news from the airlines that we can talk about a little bit. So let's do a couple of business stories, then I'll pause it real quick.
Did it again. The company released a new $3 spring tote in its stores, but good luck to you finding one. The totes have been spotted on resale sites for up to $2,000 each, so if you do have one, enjoy your grocery status symbol. In light of eventual tariffs, shoppers are looking to Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart for some relief. According to Placer AI, foot traffic at warehouse club type stores, which is those, Walmart, Costco type places, spiked 9.7% between March 24th and March 30th on a year-over-year basis.
So what I found interesting about this was you got Trader Joe's on the one hand. Have you ever shopped at Trader Joe's?
I have.
Yeah. It's been a while. I think last time I was in LA, I shopped there. But these tote bags, I guess people like them so much that they're reselling for as much as $2,000 a bag. Like people are scalping them and reselling them. They're just tote bags. They're just Trader Joe's tote bags.
Like those stupid ass cups. What are those?
Yeah. And they were saying these big box stores, Costco, Sam's Club, they're seeing uptick in their business since the the announcement of the tariffs. People are almost 10% of sales year over year.
Looking at that real quick, didn't he take those back?
What's that?
The tariffs, he walked those back this week.
No. So I mean, that's the funny thing is that he's done so many and it's so convoluted. People don't even realize that he has done 3 rounds of tariffs. So he took back the most recent one. There's still 2 other ones, one on automotives and a 10% across the board tariff that's still in place. And not to mention a 140% tariff on China, which was so high that it brought the average tariffs to all goods about the same, because 50% of our trade is done through China. So all the tariffs from the other countries, only about half of our trade. Half of our trade comes from China, period. So if you're still tariffing them at a record like never before, I think in the history of tariffs have there been tariffs that high. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's cartoonish. It's so bad.
They are clowning us.
They are.
Bad time. I'll pull something for Saturday. But
and then he's trying to make some carve outs. He made a carve outs for iPhones apparently. So iPhones won't be $4,000 a piece, but
anything he uses, he doesn't want a tariff on.
But yeah, the iPhone 17 would have cost about $4,000 if it hadn't made that carve out. So,
oh my god! And I'm also enjoying. Speaking of that, I'm enjoying the "I regret my vote for Trump" videos.
Oh yeah.
A certain amount of joy, but to this, America. I don't even know what to say about us as a consumer society. We go from cups to bags, T-shirts, Beanie Babies, Funko Pops. I mean, we just hold on and collect shit. Vinyl. Later, I'm not immune. Yeah,
this is something I talked about Wednesday, and I don't know if this is like one of those old folks stories, but something I've often gotten in conversation with my mom about is about the quality of goods that we buy. And we talked about Shein hauls and Temu finds, and we recognize that the products are of lower quality, right? I mean, we know they are. But the fact is we have made that trade-off. Like we have, as Americans as a whole, have gotten used to purchasing lower quality goods because we like the lower prices. We've gotten used to items breaking down and having to be replaced every so often.
I'll be honest. I mean, we make fun of it, especially on Swag shows. I don't buy anything from Shein.
No, I get it.
Shein.
I've never bought anything from Shein. The only thing I bought from Temu were sheets and towels, and they are cheap. They're like Walmart quality.
Now, interesting story about Shein and all those. It's called fast fashion.
Yeah.
Or fast goods.
Fast fashion. People have called it. Yeah.
it's been linked to certain kinds of cancer because of the dyes and the unnatural fabrics that they use.
Right. They don't have the quality controls. Yeah.
Not even that. It's just the shit, the chemicals.
Right. Like they don't well, yeah, not quality controls, but standards. They don't have
Yeah.
the same standards that we do, and for whatever reason, we don't even really inspect their goods the way that they're supposed to.
What was the second story? The first one, I'm sorry, with Trader Joe's and
Trader Joe's and Walmart, the big box stores, Costco, Walmart,
Nasty.
and Sam's Club are all seeing increases of traffic at like 10% over the past month or so.
Yeah, I will tell you, I run my ass to Costco anyway. I don't think I have to have a reason.
Right. Just saying that they're doing well, and it's interesting because not everyone's doing well. Okay, let me do another one real quick. I got a little buffer there. Go to the next stories.
First up here, Prada is acquiring rival high fashion brand Versace in a $1.38 billion deal. So the Prada Group is one of few luxury fashion groups thriving amid very weak demand right now, reporting a 17% increase in 2024 revenue, thanks in part to one of its smaller brands, Miu Miu. It had a 93% sales growth last year, and this will put Prada and Versace, the two Italian heavyweights, together. Next, Walmart unveiled a new AI-powered trend-to-product tool that it's been developing for the last 18 months. The company claims the proprietary trend-sensing design tool can shorten fashion production timelines by as much as 18 weeks, analyzing trends from the web and social media to create mood boards for designers and merchants. So, Mark, I had this thought previously this week, but it seems like Walmart is really going all in on becoming a fashion company. Walmart's been doing really well in fashion. It's actually number 2 behind Amazon in the U.S. right now, and I think they're trying to close that gap a bit. They're in like the $200 billion range for revenue for fashion.
Yeah.
So, big deal.
Yeah.
They're going to be trying to sell more shoes and clothes.
All right. So, what Prada bought Versace? Weren't they like at like each other's like major competitors?
Well, both Italian brands.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry, y'all. This is my lunchtime. They're both family-owned businesses.
Right.
So we all remember in the 90s when Andrew Cunanan killed Versace,
Yeah.
Miami Mansion.
I remember that. I heard a podcast about it. Basically, I do remember at one point that they had a lot of beef. Those two companies, those two families.
Yeah, it was like the Gucci's and all those people. But because Gucci is another extremely famous Italian fashion house. Now, let me tell you, the reason why this is important is because we don't think about this, but the Pope wears Prada.
Mm-hmm.
The Pope wears Prada shoes. All his garments are made by Prada because they're an Italian brand.
Yeah.
Most people. So if you're younger, you tend to gravitate towards Versace because it's a brash, bold. It's adorned with gold. Now, Prada's more.
And they said that they've acquired other brands. I've never even heard of Miu Miu. They said
I like Miu Miu.
I don't even know what Miu Miu is.
They make a really good T-shirt. They make a really
okay.
They make really.
They were
good.
saying that's the reason that they have been doing so well. Prada purchased Miu Miu, and they had a 93% revenue.
Well, you haven't heard. You probably have not heard of them, America. They are currently on the rise.
Yeah.
So, but you will. In the next 3 or 4 months, they have increased ad buys. Scroll through your timeline. You probably thought it was somebody who was joking on you.
But yeah, that's like apparently it was a good purchase. Like Prada purchased Miu Miu and is basically
2 years ago, and that's now. I love me some Prada. Like they make good glasses. I love their colognes. It's anything Italian. I love. It's stuff of quality. So.
And so the other story was about Walmart. I think it's the other side. So apparently, Walmart is developing an AI tool to try to track trends online so that they can make cheap knockoff versions. They're basically doing what Shein's been doing, right?
Yep.
That's what Shein has been doing since they launched. So Walmart's going Shein.
Now,
they're the number 2 fashion retailer in the world. So
Fuck one. I mean,
all right, moving on. Let's see what we got.
I just fuck them. So,
So, like the cost of everything else in the United States, stamp prices could also see an increase pretty soon. The USPS announced on Wednesday that first-class stamp prices could increase by 5 cents in July. This rate is the first of 5 price hikes planned through 2027. Mark, this is kind of crazy. I had to buy stamps recently, and it was about $15 for a little page of stamps. And how much worse can it get?
The Postal Service hemorrhages money. I mean, it loses money pretty much. That's what it does.
Right.
So I get why they have to increase them, but yeah, bad timing.
As of April 8th, a new item is now displayed on the McDonald's menu. It's lemonade. You may have gotten it before in one of their soda machines, but now it's on the menu. Last year, the company made this premium lemonade offering at a few locations, but it's now expanded nationwide in the United States. The Golden Arches boasts the drink has real lemon juice, cane sugar, and even a little pulp for those who are cultured among us. This, as Wendy's and Arby's have been dominating the lemonade market with their offerings in the past few years. We're seeing McDonald's get on that train.
I am a lemonade stand for real though, like real lemonade. I cannot stand the powdered stuff anymore. But it is. I'm glad that it's a trend because it's a trend I can get on board. I like, at first it was that Chick-fil-A. They've been doing it for years, but then recently, what fucking Wendy's lemonade is like cracking a cup. It really is like
acid reflux, so no lemonade for me.
Yeah, it's very, very citrusy. So yeah, it will definitely mess up the pH balance of your stomach.
No, I do like the lemon chillers from Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
They're the vanilla ice cream with the lemonade.
Oh, okay. I didn't even try that. That's
let me tell you, so you want to talk about crack? I have to make myself not get one every time I go. Like, no, it's like my brother. It's like this. Like, we all eat together as a family. So well, Greg is busy. We'll just order him something to eat. And then somebody said, "Oh my God, they don't have any lemon chillers." Greg is gonna have a fit. We're gonna have to change restaurants. And I'm that addicted to lemon chillers. They are so delicious.
Yeah.
I even drink them in the wintertime. And I'm lactose intolerant, so
yeah.
For me in one cup. It's ice cream and lemonade in one cup.
Damn, that's fucked up your whole body.
So,
your whole contract.
So, and then what got past me this year? I mean, the McRibs. I had my.
Did you try some this year? Or?
No, I had one this year, but I missed it. Like I normally have 2 per season.
Okay.
But it's I don't even know if it's real meat.
No, I mean it's as real as any fast food meat. That's
I don't know. But so I went and I watched a documentary on it, and allegedly it's real pork. So, but I cannot have. So I asked my doctor, why can I eat the sauce on this McRib? Because it's 25% sugar. I was like, whoa. And he said, yes, anytime. And this is just a tip for those of my people who can't have red sauce. If you take a spaghetti, you put some sugar in it, it cuts the acidity. And you
okay.
So there's my tip. There's what
I love a good McRib. I had a couple, but I wonder if there's any like good home recipes for those because it doesn't seem like it would be difficult. Yeah.
Bro, let's hope not. Good God.
I gotta learn how to make some of those. Anyway, let me see what we got.
Make some fucking ribs. They gotta be McRibs. Just make the ribs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and stamps are going up.
Next, Samsung's Bally robot will hit U.S. and South Korean markets this summer. The adorable little robot, it's really cute, is equipped with the Gemini AI model thanks to a partnership with Google Cloud and can manage smart home devices, greet guests, set reminders, offer outfit and health tips, and much more. No information here on pricing yet. It's likely due to tariffs throwing the price off for just about everything else. From there, we go to the UK. Universal is building a multi-billion-dollar theme park and resort in the UK, the company's first in Europe. The 476-acre complex in Bedford, England, which is about 60 miles north of London, will open in 2031. The park is estimated to generate nearly $64 billion for the British economy by 2055, add 28,000 new jobs, and attract 8.5 million visitors in the first year. Big numbers there.
Here for it.
Yeah, Universal UK.
Yes, because I like every 5 years or so I try to go to the UK because I absolutely love it. It's just like I'm gonna be honest with you, the UK they have no culture. Like it's all old, but the food is even worse. So who the fuck wants bangers and mash, bro?
Yeah.
I'm on one today because my head is still spinning. But yeah, like bangers and mash is nasty. Nobody eats shepherd pie. These are the figgy pudding is a national dish. Just stop me when said,
what about the tea though? Like everyone drinks tea, isn't it?
yeah, their version of tea is not like our tea. And I
No.
thought too until bitch I was like, give me some tea. And I was like, I do not want. Thank you. You can take it.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all, as Americans, we want everything in excess. So our tea is darker, it's rich. It's you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
we put sugar in it. It's like fucking sludge, bro. And then so my friend who lives there is like, yeah, that's not tea, Greg. It's fucking gross. Whatever.
I'll tell you the most American food that I ever saw, because they have these like creative cooking things online. The most American thing I ever saw was pizza tacos. And I was like, why haven't I had one of these?
See, that's just super fat.
I was like, pizza tacos.
What do you think, America? That is unnecessary. I think, like, why?
But I just think it's like taking different cultures and smashing them together. There's nothing more American than that.
Food. So this weekend I had the joy of having one of my favorite buffets. The Wynn Hotel has a buffet that's throughout the world. They have crab legs and lobster tails and all stuff.
Y'all, you have me at crab legs. I mean,
right. Well, no, and the rest of the shit isn't.
I mean, you could like the rest of it could go. If you have infinite crab legs, so we're good.
They have these shrimp. They have the smorgasbord. Now, if you do not drink, the buffet is $59, which is not terrible. If you drink, it's $35 additional.
Okay.
It's unlimited mimosas or what bellinis or whatever you want.
Yeah.
My group of friends, I sat in that motherfucker so long. We started to entertain me. It's
oh my god.
Because we were having gay conversation. It was colorful. We were laughing hysterically. Water was coming out of our noses. You know what I mean? We were doing gay shit. We were having fun. You know what I mean?
Yes,
we weren't like queening out or nothing, but you know what I mean? It was just like, yo. So I said that to say we got into a conversation about cost.
Okay.
Now, because the things that McDonald's and restaurants like that tend to manage, is we're going to offer this, but we won't go up above this price point.
Right.
I just name any dish that you can name to me is on that Wynn buffet. Okay? Yeah. And I know because I'm sure they order it in bulk, it is cheaper. But this buffet has been that price for about 15 to 20 years. The same price.
Right.
So we were like, okay, so other bitch is trying to cheat us because if you can keep this price, if you can keep shit at this price and offer, I don't know if the shit is imitation crab legs, but it doesn't look like it. You know what I mean? It's not right.
Now, let me ask you this. Are people able to eat at the buffet off the street, or do you have to be a member or?
Oh, no, I stayed in a hotel.
Yeah. And I think that's the reason why, is that it's an inclusive aspect of your stay there.
I stayed in another hotel, so I can't.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think there's something about the fact that it is a destination, like a vacation spot. But you're right. I mean, like, it could be to the fact that raising the prices in the other places are so competitive that they have to keep their prices low, because places will lose money on some object, some things. Like, I'll give you an example of the chicken, rotisserie chicken from like Publix or whatever.
which is fucking delicious.
It is fucking delicious and underpriced. They lose money on those chickens.
And then, so wait a minute. So
Yeah.
I'm going to forsake one of my
Mm.
to talk about this chicken. I did not know. Nobody told me, and I'm not speaking to y'all. You included, Malcolm, that this fucking chicken came in goddamn flavors. Like you can get lemon.
fuck yeah. Have you tried Mojo?
No. So I was in the store the other day. I said, I'm going to drive to Malcolm's house and punch him. And he was like, why the fuck you going to punch Malcolm? I was like, bro, this motherfucker this ninja eats this shit all the time.
Basically.
Never told me that it comes in flavors. So, no, all they had at this point was like all the other flavors were gone. So the lady was like, the old black lady that rotisseries chicken, she's like, oh no, baby, they gone. People love them.
Yeah.
They go.
The Mojo is kind of sweet and spicy, and I fucking love it.
Nobody told me the deliciousness. Now, first of all, if you are in a state that does not have the unmitigated goodness of Publix, I don't. You know what? You tell me they funded Trump's campaign.
Yeah, they're a very conservative organization. Yeah.
They could have told me they funded that bitch by themselves, and I would be like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm at this point where I don't really do a lot of like corporate activism, so to speak, where like these companies are so big, not individual,
I'm going to talk about that Saturday at 1:00.
Yeah.
At the time to Saturday, sit down and join me. I would talk about that. Like, dude, like be like, oh boycott this. Nigga, you gotta eat somewhere. You gotta buy a t-shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Think
like
about
if I had better choices, I might choose somewhere else. But like if this is the best choice for
growth,
yeah, I'm going there. Yeah.
Oh, but so it's just like, well, and here's the thing. So like you have black influencers at these companies, like you know who Tabitha Brown is?
Okay. I kind of.
She has this. She's a wonderful influencer and all stuff, but she has a line at Target. Why are we shooting her in the foot as a community? She has a contract to fulfill.
Yeah,
we are a demographic. So, bitch, just go over there and get her shit off the shelf. You know what I mean? Don't buy the brand. You know what I mean? But don't shoot. Thank y'all so much. Don't shoot her in the face. You know what I mean?
Right,
she
right.
Worked hard to get her shit. A black woman, small company. She's not a huge company. She's only a conglomerate.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. This anti-DEI initiative. So, like, the really explosive occurrence of DEI in different companies came as a result or a pushback to the first Trump administration, which I wasn't fully aware of, but like in 2018, 2019, it just really blew up. And it really did strike a lot of people as performative. And we kind of see that where we knew that. This is the whole point of the reason I don't do corporate activism is because it's always been performative. We understand that this is just another way of making money, right? Building your brand. Sometimes it does have real results, like so certain DI initiatives made companies stock certain products because they had acquisitions officers at their stores that actually knew what Black people wanted and actually catered to their audiences. And so that was another way in which people found that DEI was beyond performative. It actually increased their profits in certain ways because they're meeting the needs of their customers. Go figure. But in other ways, it was just like PR. It's just like, this is what's popular. We don't want to be unpopular.
Let me tell y'all something. If it's good, this is America. And Americans, whether our race or whatever our race and beliefs is, we all believe if what's good for our pocket is good for our pocket.
Yeah.
Corporations. Yeah. I mean, I the problem.
White supremacy is popular right now.
Well, really not. It's just with someone to keep it a secret and someone to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And the thing
That's
is,
what I mean by popular. It's like they're saying it out loud now.
and the thing is, I think the people that are the clear people that are not white supremacists, are seeing their neighbors that are, and they're like, and this is really, and I tell people all the time, this is a civil war between white people.
Yeah.
We are not even affected by this shit. We're not.
I did this video. Oh my god. I posted this video on Instagram, and it blew up. It was this guy, Austin, your pal Austin from TikTok. He's a pretty popular actor, or whatever.
Yeah.
He got so many comments. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? It was like about 1,000 comments. I was just like, holy shit. But one of the things was do you remember when? And he just kept saying that over and over again for about 2 minutes and said all these things.
I posted that too.
Yeah.
He says, oh, this was just 3 months ago.
Yeah, this was just 3 months ago. Okay, so one of the do you remember when a plane crashed and he blamed it on black people and he didn't even know if they were black or not, and no one ever, it was just the next day. He's like, he blamed it on DEI and said, oh, it was probably because the guys were black and the air controllers are black.
You know what? Moreover to my Vegas trip, on the way back, I flew a more.
Oh god, yeah, that was do you remember when? Totally forgot about that. I did, like when the president pretended like,
So
probably because of DEI that this plane crashed.
the pilot was black,
Hmm?
and the other pilot was white. So the white pilot made sure, I love this, and I winked at him just because he did this.
Hmm.
White pilot made sure the black pilot came out and introduced himself.
Oh god.
I love it. And the white people, you could tell the Trump supporters, they were just cringing. I stood up
Oh god.
it
All right,
motherfucker. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do a couple more stories. I think we have a few more. See what we got left.
Talking about big numbers, as the stock market tumbles a bit further, have no fear, though, the good guys are doing just fine. Health insurance stocks have been on the rise, with companies like CVS, Humana, and United climbing 6%, around 10%, and around 5%, respectively. So I guess at least somebody's doing well. And finally, an odd marker of the times, but Chinese producers of Christmas decor say that they've received no orders from United States customers yet, which are typically finalized in mid-April. U.S. retailers source 87% of holiday decorations from China, worth $4 billion, but tariffs on Chinese imports are now over 104%. I'm broken record here. Tariffs again.
So this was actually interesting. I saw this on another program. So retailers are already making their purchases for
Christmas.
For Christmas, and not just decorations, but all like Christmas toys and stuff. And something like 89% of these products are from China. So people were like, we need to just find out how much this shit's going to cost if we order it now. Right. And then the orders start coming in October and we have to pay twice as much what we thought we were going to have to pay. Like, this is a problem. It's not necessarily that the tariffs are so high, is that they don't know. They have no idea like how much they're going to sell the products for. If they make the orders now, how much it's going to actually go for, And that's really the issue. Like, if you're going to have a high tariff, just tell us what it's going to be and like be consistent. But he's just like, and even his own, this is the other thing. His closest allies, his closest mouthpieces don't know why he's doing this, and when they make these negotiations with foreign countries, they don't know what to ask for. Like, what do you want? Okay, you got a gun at our face and you're going to tell us pay these tariffs or what? What do you want? Like, it's like a fentanyl and crime. Like, it's just bullshit.
He doesn't want anything. He wants to be an asshole.
Yeah, so that's a problem for Christmas. Poor children.
No, it's just that we're all gonna go back to getting wood and shit.
I mean, it's just going to be incredibly expensive, or these companies are going to take a huge hit. And they're going to be low in supply, so they're probably going to purchase the items at in lower volume, and there will be shortages. Yeah, and people will have to buy different things, like you said. Yeah, some weird shit. Okay, let me do some more. I think we had a headline about some of the airlines in here.
Amazon just unveiled Novasonic, a new generative AI model that can process voice and generate speech. Amazon called Novasonic, quote, the most cost-efficient AI voice model, which is 80% less expensive than OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o. Some upgrades from Alexa here, though. Novasonic is trained to speak at the correct time, avoid interrupting the user, and understand the user's intent even if they misspeak or mumble. From there, we go to Shopify. Shopify's CEO, Toby Lutke, is all in on AI. He's so all in that he actually told employees that the company will not hire any new staff unless it's proven to him that AI can't do their job. AI skills are becoming way more common in the workplace. What do you think about this, Mark?
I mean, it's obviously incredibly depressing. I mean, that's the headline there, is that we know people like Toby Lutke are trying to replace as many workers as they can with AI, or, in this case, not fill positions that might be open otherwise. But, just a couple days ago in our Sunday newsletter for The Hustle, I had a story about using AI to role play as CEOs for ailing companies like Southwest, Starbucks, and Nike. And I mean, if we're being clear, like the CEO is probably the best position to be automated. I think that Toby Lutke should probably remove himself as CEO and automate himself, because CEOs, they just look at a bunch of facts and they make quick decisions. That's exactly what AI is good at. It would save Shopify something like $20 to $25 million a year is the total compensation for him.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Amazon update. I don't know. I haven't asked for it yet. I just got my my cameras installed recently, and it does feel like I'm in the future. It's like,
well, welcome to the rest of the world, sir.
I know, right? And you can share it with people. Like,
it's fine until because there was a storm here while I was on vacation. My phone had a fit because all the cameras in the house were shaking, and like this says, please address that your security system is offline. Please address.
Oh god, yeah. I was just thinking about that other robot, the Samsung Bali. They said one of the things that it can do is pet sit your if you have a cat that you left at home or whatever, like it'll follow your cat around and keep an eye on it.
I'm putting that to swag.
And then like if it's like it's supposed to be I think it's not going to work. I mean, that's the only thing. I think the potential is there. It's basically just a little ball with a projector and speakers.
Can the animal catch it? Can T'Challa? Would T'Challa be able to catch the thing?
I'm pretty sure it would fuck it up at some point because it's just
right.
Fun.
Well, T'Challa gonna turn around and be like, "Stop following me, bitch!" Now, right?
I think at some point,
and Swag is gonna come home from the store and find this incredibly expensive thing.
Yeah,
and
it does look like it can be roughed up a little bit. Like they built it to be tough. Yeah.
And then T'Challa not going to be in court again because he's kept. Therefore, so we're getting deep into the hour. But before we go, I got a couple of topics myself. Well, I dropped the first one because I wanted to talk about McRibs. I'm so fat.
You got me thinking about McRibs now.
Yeah, I just finished eating on fucking air, and I'm talking about McRibs and stuff. So this is what I want to talk about. So we know that there's a higher rate of drug use in the LGBTQAI community.
Yeah, but
we are now, as a community, younger and faster, and we are being affected by the fentanyl-laced drugs. This weekend, as I was on vacation, and I tried to stay away from doom scrolling, but Saturday alone, there were 4 people dead. Young people dead. Saturday. But that's just not, and then so like it's been 12 or 13 people this month.
Yeah.
So we look at meth and all those things as white people's drugs, and
it has disproportionately hit white people. It's true.
Yeah, but it's starting to come this way.
Yeah.
We're starting to OD on for. I didn't even know what the fuck. I had to Google what is ketamine. I didn't know. I didn't know what that was.
So yeah, ketamine you can actually acquire legally. I don't know anyone who outside of like severe pain patients who can get fentanyl legally, because that only fentanyl that I know of is administered like either by a patch or intravenously, like in an IV. You know, like it's such a
I have had a gazillion surgeries, bro. I've never had fentanyl.
and that's
Like,
good because it's super. It's like the drug of last resort. You know, like it's so addictive.
that shit.
And
Who needs it? Like you don't need it.
it's literally like it literally is the last resort. It's like you give people fentanyl versus them dying from pain. You know, like it really isn't something you should prescribe under normal circumstances.
Tolerance, a low tolerance. So I can't even take like
Yeah,
after surgery or whatever. I have to have Tylenol. Yeah, to then suffer like a BIBI. But you know, it's I need to acknowledge that, and I need to we need to do something as a community to realize that you know we have tackled the AIDS crisis. We are tackling other STDs. Listen, we are now, and I listen to rap songs and rap. We're now normalizing like the use of coke. Like coke is back with a vengeance. I'm like,
right.
dude, you know, wow.
Yeah,
Like,
because when I think about the drug epidemics, I think it is a extension of a mental health epidemic, right?
yes.
Like there's if you are taking some drugs like that so powerful, it's almost like obliterating the self, right? Like you don't want to be yourself, you want to be somewhere else. That's the power of the drugs that you're taking, and that's the reason why fentanyl is either explicitly a part of the drug or hidden in there because it's cheap and plentiful, and you can spice up a rather bland batch of coke or meth, or I think it's even sometimes put into some other painkillers or whatever that you might be trying to get a hold of. And so, like, obviously, there are. My understanding is if you are taking street drugs like this over the counter, there are test strips that people will take, where you take a small portion of it, and you put it in there to make sure. And sometimes, like, you just need to get some of those. I mean, like, if you're taking them, I think you can get them for free. It may be a little time consuming, but before your party or whatever you're doing, you can make sure the batch that you got is not have fentanyl in it.
Also, you gotta make little party favors. You gotta do like you gotta put your coat, the hand that feeds me, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta put like you gotta put your little coke in little piles and let me test your strip, please, before you take it.
Basically. You shouldn't receive it from anyone, and if you get it from someone and you decide to do that, test it ahead of time and be willing to throw it out. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people might just be like, "Oh well, it's got fentanyl."
Do you know how much fucking coke costs? Ain't nobody throwing out no batch of no 8.
I know that's the other problem. Yeah, is that when it tests positive, are you willing to throw it out?
No.
You should be, and that's the problem. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, it's a problem that you're buying coke in the first place, but you shouldn't.
Right, but when your favorite rapper, sitting there with a bloody nose, and what they call it, sugar boogers. It's a problem. But I wanted to bring it up in simple case that, and I know the gay community, we've been through a lot of stuff, but this is one that we don't have to go through.
Yeah,
we can. Yeah.
The funny thing is, when we're talking about the reason why it's hit the white community more than the black community, is in one respect, racism protected us from becoming addicted to opioids.
The
doctors. Yeah, doctors wouldn't give it to us. I mean, I think Jeff has talked about it many times. When he was being treated for cancer, and he had radiation therapy, and his treatments were going good. Maybe he had like a year, or was it a month of continuous radiation? Yeah. So about 2 weeks into it, he started having severe pain, and the doctor's like, "I'm not giving you drugs." It's like, I didn't ask for drugs. I'm just telling you it hurts. I need to do something about the pain.
They with me, like luckily,
Yeah.
I have a relationship with my caregiver.
Yeah.
He knows that if I ask for something, I'm gonna need it, or because he always gets me to take stuff. He's like, "Greg, I know you're in pain," but I'm like, "Yeah, I'm real sensitive to it, so I try to stay away from it." But please, if you guys are battling the alcohol, drugs, sex addiction, hit us up. We have some resources, especially here in Atlanta. The aforementioned person, Jeffrey, runs a nonprofit that has all those resources there, so we can get you some help and some attention, and there's no shame. There's no shame in it. And I want to tell people all the time, listen, we've all had our drug phases. We all have had our sex horror phases. There's no shame. Do not die in the dark alone because you're afraid to say something. If we can talk taints and asses and penises, and we can definitely talk about that too. All right, so you can hit us on all social media platforms. Mail me your mind if you're tuning in. Please, if you want to go through YouTube, www.youtube.com, mail me your mind too. Why two, Malcolm?
Because they took one.
That's my wingman. I love him. Go ahead.
Let me see if you had a couple more business stories. I think I did. Let me check this real quick. Maybe like 4 more. Let's see what we got.
GM is looking to reconnect with Europe. The company just revealed a new electric Corvette model designed at its brand new studio in England. GM is attempting to re-enter the EU market after selling its Opel European division to Stellantis back in 2017, but it seems they have come crawling back just in time for tariffs. The UK banned fake reviews and hidden fees for online shopping platforms, including food delivery and ticketing sites. That's really exciting. Officials estimated such tactics cost UK customers about $2.4 billion per year, protecting a lot of people from a lot of silly fees from ticketing sites.
That's interesting, though. Outlawing fake reviews and hidden fees, which I would think is really going to be difficult to enforce. But if they're doing that in the UK, maybe it'll spread here. Because I've heard that, I don't know. Because a lot of these platforms are in both places, right?
Well, I would say if we had a regime in power that had some sense and that cared what happened to us, but we don't.
But see, the reason I think that is that when you build a standard, right, like USB-C, for instance, for technology, like that's one of the reasons why the iPhone got the USB-C port instead of the Lightning port, is because in Europe they mandated that all phones have this, and so instead of building one platform for one country and one for another, you just build one that's useful for all. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the reason why I think
what you're saying makes total sense, but
yeah.
With that is it makes total sense
because it'll ultimately save them money. Instead of building 2 platforms, you're going to spend more money building 2 platforms versus just one.
I get it.
But work in both places. Yeah.
Think about who we have in the White House.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying this happened already.
Yeah. But it's that's a shame that we have to.
I know.
But I can say I don't know. Some white man's gonna be president next, but I tell you what, it's I love this fuck around and find out. I might do a whole show on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as you said. Another white dude is going to be president. Did you hear that somebody tried to like burn down the estate in Pennsylvania of Ben Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania?
Again?
So I guess the governor's residence in Pennsylvania had a terrorist attack this past Sunday, overnight last night. I was just like, really?
Because you know why? Because again, my prediction is he's going to be the next president.
Yeah, that's why I thought about it. It's like it seems like the right wing people know that too. But it was also what is it, Passover, and so there's that too.
Well, and then let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Dumb nuts that's trying to kill the fucking governor of goddamn Pennsylvania, you idiot.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. What you're gonna do is you're gonna then you guess who's gonna be president then? Gretchen Whitmore. The fucking you know what I mean? I want them to get on a ticket so bad. Him and her, like
that's a good one.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's gonna boost her to president. A white woman will make it to president. You know what I mean? But it has to be a white woman like her. It has to be a white woman like Gretchen. Speaking of Gretchen Whitmore, she had to go to the White House the other day on behalf of her state. I mean, she's still the governor. She has to ask the president stuff. But you know how you pose for the president after the president gives you something?
Okay.
She was like, I'm getting a prop over here. Just give me a second. She took her books and whatever's in her hand. No base, no case. Man, I am still, and she said, I love her for this. Said, I am still responsible for my state, and I will do all that I have to do for Michigan. I don't care who the fucking president is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hats off to her, but
it's crazy that Michigan went for Trump so hard too. Like I mean, that shit was crazy.
Because of the fucking Muslim people. We don't know what she's gonna do. Well, you know what he's gonna do, and he's doing it. So now, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know.
All right, let me do one more. I think we have one news story about the airlines. You were talking about that earlier. About because I understand that they're actually
from there we hit the lottery. Mega Millions is more than doubling the price of its lottery tickets from $2 to $5, the second ever price increase since the game debuted in 2002. The game says it'll be well worth it, estimating that the average jackpot will be over $800 million, which is up from the current $450 million average. The lottery is also doing away with quote break-even prizes, meaning lower payout winners will now be up to take home much more money. And finally here, a couple regional domestic airlines in the US are set to merge. Republic Airways and Mesa Air Group will become Republic Airways Holdings. Republic's Northeast network will unite with Mesa's DC, Canada, Bahamas, Mexico, and Cuba flight network. Combined airline is going to have over 1,250 departures per day. Rob, pretty interesting to see some of these smaller airlines getting together in light of airlines like Spirit and Southwest having such big troubles.
I mean, I think this makes a ton of sense. It does feel like the environment for airlines has just gotten a lot harder over the last 5 years. I remember flying on, JetBlue or Southwest and getting multiple free checked bags, right?
Oh, yeah.
And now there are no free check bags. They're way stingier about all of those benefits. And I think that's how it's going to continue to go. Was it Frontier and Spirit that were going to merge last year?
Yes, they tried it.
They tried and it didn't go through. I wish it did. Like, I don't understand why that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was the last one. It was interesting because they had a whole story after that of just talking about the airline industry and how it is a actual miracle that these airlines survived COVID at a time when flights were basically grounded. But it's funny that maybe this was like a delayed effect that a lot of these companies are struggling now.
And to be fair, let me correct him on that story. Southwest still has the free check bag.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. I love it. I just checked my bag. So going back, I flew Southwest. And way different experience. Still a low-cost airline, but it's still and the service is good and you can check the bag. And the reason I checked the bag is I was flying with honey and deodorant and shit. I ain't want get in trouble. I think but we do need some type of overhaul of the airline system in general because it's we can't some of these fees are just. And the fact that Spirit gets to live in a space where they can charge you $79 for a bag for your one and only bag, and then they charge you $25 for a carry-on, and water is $10. You know what I mean? It's just it is. So listen, we are approaching the 3 o'clock hour. I can't get you on today because I've been laying in the bed. Jet lag, so I had to get up and do some work. But yeah, so make sure you join us tomorrow here on this very network for the Swag Suite presented by M3.
Yes.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will see his lovely face. He's the cat daddy, the daddy of the of Tijuana. He is now the daddy of the sofa. He did something else. Oh, the daddy of the grass. And come check him out. Find out what are the Straits okay. And you can see this man's handsome face Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Standard Time, aka Malcolm the Philosopher King. He will philosophize and speak goodness over your life. And what are you doing wrong? Does your breath stink, or you have a bad personality?
You'll do some mental health stuff, relationship stuff, you know.
And if you're also into podcasting and you like to get your podcast on, check him out. Every new episode Fridays, dropping the M3 Male Media Mind, M3 Bearcast, hosted by him. He has a whole lot of back episodes, but you can get your new episode every Friday for your listening and enjoyment. Thursdays, Chris Thursday, Cream Dingler will be back in the hot seat.
Yes. He's back this week, I believe.
The Dingler Digest, the man of many wigs, characters, and entertainment business, everything pop culture. He would dig around the internet. And then you can also check out his wonderful podcast with he and his husband, Two Grooms and a Pod. Fantastic show. Check him out. I don't know when they drop new episodes. It's about 3 or 4 of them out there now. But just
Yes.
addiction. Yours truly on Saturdays at now the new time at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I can give our West Coast family some time to join us because they were complaining that, hey man, it's too early. I love So I heard you. I will just 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would make it 10 o'clock. No, yes.
10 a.m., yeah.
Yeah, 10 a.m. West Pacific time. But yeah, so that's Saturday for the Saturday sit down with me and my lovely co-host Swag, the Vanna Black of the internet. Love it. Check us out. And then join us. Normally we do Patreon after this, but
Right. We do still have our VIP room, and we have a book club, and we got adult channels, all of that. If you go to patreon.com/MaleMediaMind,
no,
access to those. And when we have after shows, you'll have access to those as well.
the other day, if you are tired of collecting your own porn, join Patreon.
I'm on X, so you don't have to be.
Right. We read news stories, we read the paper, so you don't have to. We talk
Yes.
relevant social topics because we don't want you to. We want you to relax.
That's true. Yeah. And this month we're reading the Letton Theory. I'll be posting some things in the VIP room on that as well.
True.
My next book
on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Was on the Today Show.
She's very popular right now, and I get it because it's a really good book. Very seldom are like self-help books like really truthful and just common sense packaged in a way that you can understand.
I help think about that Family Guy episode that time Brian wrote the book Wish It, Want It, Do It. So it's very that, but I'm trying to get into it.
Yeah.
I told you, I promise I will be picking the book for next week. I am thumbing through books right now to figure out.
Well, I already got one for next month, but I'm uploading it right now, and I sent it to you.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It's good.
Well, I didn't like it. I'm saying that's why I didn't like it. So I read 2, and I'm nearing the end of the Letton Theory, and well, we'll talk about it, but it's kind of not giving me the ooh la la sensation either. And you normally, the interesting is, like, you normally really pick really good books, and I'm like, oh well, like the last one, I've passed it on to every Black female that I know. And I've gotten back such positive, one of my homegirls, she was like, I finished that motherfucker in a day because the moment the narrator opened her mouth, I was all in. Okay, listen, we love y'all. Thank you we know you have your choice in internet entertainment. Thank you for choosing M3. And I got to roll. If not, I'm going to be until tomorrow. All right.
All right, later. Bye.
Yeah.